Yesterday, a whole lot of you got very upset because I said that I wasn't a fan of Trump. Let's play what I said and let's talk about what that actually meant, because it seems a lot of you misread what was actually said. So let's run that back real quick. Before we get going into the video, I gotta say thank you to the sponsor of this channel, Franklin Armory. I appreciate the support that they've given me and the opportunities that has allowed me. I'm gonna be able to do a lot more things with this channel than I previously ever thought possible. They're a huge supporter of our fight in the state of California with multiple lawsuits, several different firearms that are California compliant in ways that go above and beyond the normal slap a fin grip and demand money from California like every other manufacturer does. I'm very thankful to have their support. Go ahead and check out their CA7, CA11, and CA12. They're in high demand right now, so you might have to do a little bit of shopping around, but they are definitely worth it. If you enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and whatever it is that YouTubers want people to do, because that would definitely help out the channel, and I'm very appreciative of your support. Thank you. Technically, when you look at this is a 6-5 split when it comes to Republican appointed versus Democrat appointed justices, which previously would have been almost impossible to happen prior to Trump getting in. I'm not a fan of Trump, but I can recognize that him shifting the courts in the Ninth Circuit has led to some favorable outcomes and is going to make things a lot better when it comes to Second Amendment rights, or potentially can make things better when it comes to Second Amendment rights. Now, what a lot of you heard out of that was that I love Biden. That's absolutely 100% not even close to being true. But I want to talk about nuance today, because there's this whole realm of identity politics and people feeling the need to always back their side and never be critical. And I think this is a big issue. Right, left, Republican, Democrat, whatever it is, whatever you want to call the arguments, people tend to identify with the side that is closely related to them and say, I am going to stand behind that 100%, and any criticism of that is seen as a violent attack. When I say that I'm not a fan of Trump, let me explain where that comes from. Trump was touted initially, and he spoke very strongly about being a Second Amendment advocate and that the 8-year assault on our Second Amendment rights was over. It was expected that maybe we were going to see the Hearing Protection Act pass. We were hoping maybe that we would have some sort of movement with no more assault weapon bans. But unfortunately, what happened was we got someone that banned bump stocks, said he doesn't like suppressors, and supported red flag laws. I am going to criticize any politician, regardless of whether they're the current president, past president, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Green Party, whatever it is. When it comes to guns, I'm going to criticize the elected officials if they choose to enact or support laws that would be against the Second Amendment. It is okay to criticize someone that is an elected official. In fact, one of the most American things you can do is exercise your First Amendment right to express criticism and dissent and demand better from your elected officials. When I say I'm not a fan of Trump, or when I talk badly about what he's done for the Second Amendment, I am not saying that he hasn't done anything good. I am sure anyone could probably think of a few things that they could say, hey, the president has done X, Y, or Z thing right. Here's how he's benefited this. And we know for a fact, or we have at least seen, that some of the judges he's put have positively affected the Second Amendment. That's great. It does not mean that he is void and he is unable to be criticized for things that he's done wrong. I wanted to be very clear about this because many of you immediately got defensive when I said I wasn't a fan of him and assumed that I'm going to be voting for Biden. Let's just say that's absolutely not going to happen. I want to be very clear with this. You should always be criticizing your elected officials regardless of whether or not your side is the one that's in power, regardless of whether or not someone is talking about your elected official of choice. You should always be criticizing them and hoping that they do better. It is their job to do the will of the people and guide us and do things and provide a service. We should always be demanding the best service possible from them. I think it's very shocking to me to see how many people lack the ability to have a nuanced opinion. Many people simply want to stand in their corner and fight for the people that they determine are on their side. Newsflash for you, buddy. The government is not, and the government will never be on your side. The government has a invested interest in maintaining their power over the people. You should always be critical of your elected officials. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. If this was confusing at all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, I guess. Y'all know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.